Hello everyone, welcome to today's story. The mist still lingered over the quiet town, wrapping every roof and every tree in a silver haze. Somewhere beneath that veil, Tuna started her morning like any other, watering the small daisies by her window, her eyes calm but distant. She believed that if one lived sincerely, peace would come as naturally as dawn. Far away, in a city that never slept, May adjusted her reflection in the mirror. The glass caught her cold smile, one that had forgotten how to love, yet remembered every trace of possession. Two women, two worlds, connected by one man, Alex, and by a secret waiting to bloom beneath the rain. The story begins not with thunder, but with silence, the kind that whispers of something breaking soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The truth is just beginning to unfold. The rain began softly that afternoon, like the world was holding its breath. In the corner of a quiet cafe, May sat by the window, a cup of untouched coffee cooling beside her. Before her lay a crumpled document, a loan application bearing the name of Tuna's mother. The ink was faded, but the pain it carried was still sharp. For most city dwellers, it was nothing, a few lines of desperation. But May saw something more dangerous, a crack, a small flaw in a peaceful life that could be split wide open. She smiled faintly. That night, under the dim light of her desk lamp, she forged the document anew. The false seal glistened red, a cruel moon pressed upon paper. She slipped it into a pale yellow envelope and wrote in careful black ink, "Silence is safety." When the postman left it at Tuna's doorstep the next morning, the world was still shrouded in fog. Tuna opened it while the kettle was boiling. The instant she saw her mother's name beneath the forged seal, something inside her shattered quietly. Her hands trembled. The paper slipped, landing on the floor with a sound that echoed like laughter. Rumors spread faster than wind through the fields. People whispered about debts, corruption, and a girl who had climbed too high. Tuna stayed silent. She skipped work, ignored Alex's calls, and watched the daylight fade without noticing. By dusk, at the market, she heard the familiar click of heels on wet stones. May appeared, white coat, dark glasses, perfume sharp as rain. She spoke softly, as if offering comfort. "You look tired. Is something wrong?" Tuna's lips moved, but no sound came. May slid another envelope onto the counter. "You can calm everything down," she said. "Just stay away from him." "You're threatening me," Tuna whispered. "No," May replied, smiling faintly. "I'm just helping you choose a less painful path." The words cut through her like cold water. Tuna stood motionless as May walked away, her perfume trailing like the ghost of a promise. That night, under the flickering oil lamp, Tuna sat before the forged paper. The seal gleamed, red as guilt, red as fear. The rain outside began again, tapping gently, as if asking her to cry, but her tears had long dried. Days passed, the whispers turned into accusations. Someone at the municipal office mentioned a leaked document. Others claimed a villager had faked poverty to claim welfare. No one knew the truth, but everyone knew the name whispered behind closed doors. M, the woman from the city, the one who once smiled beside Alex. When Alex heard the rumors, he felt something collapse inside him. He drove through the drizzle, searching every corner of the city until he found her. May, seated in her favorite cafe by the river. The rain traced patterns on the glass behind her, blurring her reflection until it looked almost human. "May," he said quietly, "you did this." She looked up, unbothered. "I don't know what you're talking about." He sat down, his voice steady but trembling beneath. "You destroyed her. What did you get out of it?" May stirred her coffee slowly. "I just did what everyone does," she said softly. "Protect what belongs to them." His words sliced through the air. "I was never yours." For the first time, her hand froze. The spoon clinked against porcelain. The sound lingered, fragile, like the moment before glass breaks. She turned her gaze to the window, her voice faint. "Then maybe now you know what it feels like to lose something you thought was eternal." Outside, the rain grew heavier, a curtain between them. Alex stood, his jaw tight, and left without another word. That night, May returned home. The smell of stewed fish and sour soup drifted from the kitchen. Her mother, Mrs. Lan, sat at the table, calm, elegant, with eyes as sharp as a blade. "You're back," her mother said, her tone deceptively gentle. "You look very happy today." May removed her earrings, setting them beside her bowl. "I won't let Alex be with her," she murmured. Mrs. Lan smiled, a quiet, cruel smile. "Good, but remember, people aren't afraid of doing evil, only of being discovered." "I've done enough," May said. "A few rumors, a few papers. That's all it takes to ruin someone." Her mother nodded, picking up a piece of fish. "You're right. Once a man is blinded by pity, he'll never see the truth. If Alex keeps her, you'll lose everything." "That shop is mine," May whispered, her voice hoarse. "It has to be mine." Mrs. Land's laughter filled the kitchen, soft but metallic, echoing off the cold walls. "Does anyone know what you did?" "No, everything's clean." May looked up. In her mother's eyes flickered something between pride and warning. "It's not time yet, Mom," she said. "I'll make him see me, not as a mistake, but as the one who won." The spoon in her mother's hand tapped against the bowl, once, twice, a rhythm of approval, or maybe doom. Outside, the rain whispered against the window. Two women sat in the dim light, mother and daughter, one teaching how to destroy, the other learning how to live with it. And at that moment, everything changed. The next evening, the rain hadn't stopped. It came down in silver threads, washing the muddy roads until they looked like veins of a tired heart. Alex's car rolled to a stop in front of the farmhouse. He stepped out, his shoes sinking into the wet ground. The headlights cut through the mist, faint, uncertain, like his resolve. He called softly, "Tuna." No reply. Only the rustle of leaves and the soft breathing of rain. The door was half open. Inside, a dim oil lamp flickered on the table. Tuna sat by the window, her back turned, her hair damp and clinging to her neck. She didn't move when he entered. "I came to find you," he said. Her voice came, barely more than a whisper, tangled in the rhythm of rain. "Go away, Alex. I don't want to see anyone." He took a step forward. "Tuna, please." She turned her face slightly. Her eyes were red but dry. "You don't understand. I'm tired. Tired of explaining. Tired of proving I didn't do anything wrong. I'm tired of being kind in a world that mocks kindness." Her words were calm, but each syllable struck like thunder. He wanted to say, "I believe you. I'll protect you. I won't let them hurt you." But the words dissolved before they reached his lips. Outside, a gust of wind pushed the rain harder against the window. the lamp trembled. Its flame bowed low, then steadied again. Alex set down his umbrella by the door. "You once told me peace comes when the heart is honest," he said quietly. "But maybe peace is also knowing when to stay." Tuna didn't answer. Her gaze drifted beyond the window to the wide darkness where the fields disappeared. "Do you still love me?" he asked. Her silence was long, almost kind. Then, "Love doesn't vanish, Alex. It just stops shining." He stood there, motionless, feeling something inside him crack open. Not anger, not defeat, but grief. He nodded slowly. "Then, let me carry the dark for you, at least this once." When he left, he didn't close the door. The wind swept in, curling through the room, tugging at the paper on the table, the forged document still lying there like an open wound. The flame flickered again, then caught the edge of the paper. It burned slowly, curling, whispering, erasing. The red seal bled into black. Tuna didn't move. She simply watched as the fire consumed the lie that had caged her. When Alex looked back from the gate, he saw her silhouette by the window, motionless, yet somehow free. Driving back through the drenched road, he didn't turn on the stereo. A flash of lightning illuminated his reflection in the mirror. Weary eyes, soaked hair, but a new stillness in his chest. The storm outside mirrored the one within, violent, necessary, cleansing. At home, his mother called after him, but he didn't answer. He walked straight upstairs and slammed the door. His breath came heavy, his knuckles pressed against the wall. "Why does love have to hurt like this?" he muttered. The rain outside answered with rhythm, steady, unending, like a heart refusing to stop. He sank to the floor, his thoughts a swirl of guilt and tenderness. In his mind, the image of Tuna by the window replayed, her trembling shoulders, her silence that spoke louder than screams. And then, like a prayer, he whispered, "I'll never let them hurt you again." Lightning tore across the sky, revealing his face, tired, broken, yet alive. In that moment, pain became purpose, and despair turned to quiet strength. Outside, the rain began to fade. The air smelled of earth, of something cleansed, something reborn. In the stillness that followed, two hearts, distant yet bound, breathed under the same sky, finally learning that sometimes love doesn't need to win, it only needs to endure. Morning came quietly. The rain had stopped, but its traces lingered, on the leaves, on the rooftops, on the faces of those who hadn't slept. In the village, Tuna stepped outside barefoot. The ground was cold, soft, alive. The world smelled of new beginnings and old sorrow. The ashes of the burned paper still rested on her table, gray and weightless, like the remnants of a nightmare that no longer held power. She touched the window pane, her fingers tracing the thin line of sunlight that had finally found its way through. Far away, in the city, May woke to the same sunlight. It fell across her room, bright but cruel, revealing the hollow space where her certainty once lived. On the kitchen table, her mother's chopsticks lay untouched beside a bowl gone cold. The night before had ended without words, only silence and the faint echo of regret. Maya sat alone, the sound of yesterday's rain still clinging to her ears. She looked at her reflection in the window, pale, beautiful, and endlessly tired. For a fleeting moment she thought she saw her younger self, the girl who once loved Alex not out of possession, but hope. The image disappeared as quickly as it came, swallowed by light. Meanwhile, Alex stood by the river, watching the current pull fragments of leaves downstream. The town behind him was waking up, unaware of how close it had come to losing two souls to rumor and pride. In his hand was a single daisy, the kind Tuna used to grow. He let it fall into the water and whispered, "Maybe peace isn't found in staying, but in forgiving." The flower drifted away, carried by the same water that once reflected their laughter. Back at the farmhouse, Tuna closed her eyes and inhaled deeply. The pain hadn't vanished. It had simply changed its shape. There was no triumph, no revenge, only understanding. She knew love couldn't be rebuilt on ashes, but it could still illuminate the dark, softly, quietly, like the morning sun touching the earth after rain. She whispered into the still air, her voice tender but sure, "Maybe love doesn't end. It just changes shape." And somewhere, perhaps carried by the wind that brushed through the fields and into the city, those words found Alex and even May. The day unfolded with no promises, only light, and for the first time, it was enough.
Trong một thị trấn sương mù, Tử Na, cô gái hiền lành sống bằng tình lòng chân thành, bị cuốn vào âm mưu của Mai, người bạn cũ mang trái tim tổn thương và khao khát chiếm hữu Alex. Chỉ bằng một tờ giấy vay nợ giả, May khiến danh dự Tử Na sụp đổ, còn Alex phải đối mặt với sự thật cay đắng đằng sau tình yêu và niềm tin. Trong cơn mưa đêm, Tử Na chọn im lặng, Alex chọn trở về như ánh sáng sau mưa dịu dàng, không bao giờ cũ.